Hey, what's up everybody? I'm going to be sharing another trip today. I have a friend that's looking for real estate in North Italy, more near the lakes, and so he asked me to go check out an area, and really I don't know where I'm gonna end up. I do know the general area between one lake and the other that I intend to go to, so we're gonna hop in the car. We're just gonna travel, probably do less on the trip video this time and just show you more about what I experienced there, because the trip is pretty long. You could get pretty bored. Can anyone say road trip? By the way, if anyone's curious, it is blazing hot here right now. I'm gonna be traveling in the middle. It's like, I don't know, 11 o'clock in the morning, and I am burning in the sun. So it's the best day to be out on the beach, but there's no beaches nearby. So what's next? The mountains. Today is a day they called a ponte. There's a festival, I think it's a Italian national holiday, probably called National Day, if I understand right. Anyway, tomorrow, being Tuesday, they will have a festa. Well, often here in Italy, much like many other countries around the world, if there's a festival on a Tuesday or a Thursday, the Monday or Friday preceding or succeeding will also become a festival or a holiday. So today, there's a high chance that we're going to see a lot more movement, especially up in the lake area. It's very common, like for example, the day after Easter, for everyone to go up to the lake on these special days where they have a little bit more time to be with family. And yep, they head up there for maybe a day or two or just the day. So we'll probably see a lot more people up there than we typically have in other videos. I'm trying to target a community that is very unvisited but has some kind of unique architecture, and I've got one in mind. I just touched this really small community up in the mountains next to the lakes, and we'll see what it brings us when we get there. After that, I'll probably explore the region nearby. I don't want to waste a lot of time exploring larger cities, but I'll get a few glimpses of the lake, I'm sure. The community I chose is called Valtorta. Looking at the map there, it looks like there's been an accident on the road, keeping traffic about 10 minutes slow. So I don't know if that's going to remain the plan the closer we get. We'll see if the traffic lightens up a little bit, but right now we're flying free. I'd like to actually get some local input. Like, I don't know how many places are open today, but to at least find maybe a local that knows a little bit about the property in the area, that will be my goal. Because frankly, every video so far is most of it just my opinion recently. So I want to get some expert advice, but who usually knows an area better than the locals? So we're gonna ask around. If you're not yet a subscriber, I hope you can take this time and just enjoy this relaxing break and click that subscribe button so that you can know when I put out more information like this in the future. I couldn't help myself but stop at the Adda River. The view was just breathtaking. There was a beautiful city. This bridge was just south of Lecco. The water was tranquil. There were people kayaking and swimming and just enjoying the sun. Now, I didn't stick around long, but here in a minute I'll be stopping in another community that is really close by, just to show you a little piece of real estate that I found there. We're in Cisano Bergamasco, and this property is just huge. It was agricultural, but it overlooks a really nice view. I saw it as I was approaching the road above me, and you can see off that way there's like the road below, and I'm trying to get a good view of where that road is so you can get a picture, but I saw it as I was coming in. This whole area looks like it's for sale because it's rustic and nobody's using it. I'd like to find the owner. I see a phone number right here on the wall. I'm gonna give it a call and see if I can't find out how much they want and what exactly is for sale right here. Because frankly, this area is bellissimo. I said that horribly, bad accent, but beautiful. This is what I actually saw as I was approaching this building way back over here. So it attracted me up here, but that one's restored. All of these are restored, but I was approaching from this road down here. The bridge I just stopped on, you can see, no, that's a building, but it's just on the other side. There's a church right around there that you can that was in the picture when I stopped on the bridge there. But I traveled down here and I came around and I went up and found this property. This is just one side of it. It goes all the way back to that back roof, and then there's a courtyard in the middle, and then there's more of this on the other side. So frankly, it's a lot of space for someone to pick up. This entire zone looks a little bit rustic here on the edge of the mountain. There was some work being done at one point, but all of this is just vacant house property. And right here is the number, so I'm gonna call it.
Hello?
The line didn't connect, so I might not ever find out a lot about this. Gotta grab my mask and maybe talk to a neighbor or something. Let me know in the comments if that's the type of project you'd actually pick up. So I just talked to the neighbor right over here, and I don't like to record people without their permission, so sorry I didn't share that with you, but he told me that the property owner of this property here is just down the street this way next to the cemetery. So we're gonna walk down this way and try to find where the cemetery is. I think it's right there. I think I literally can see it, the gray wall down there. So let's knock on the door and see if anyone answers. I was instructed to go to the cemetery, and that the property just to the left would be the owner of this agricultural zone here. So we're gonna check it out. So nobody answered the door, and I thought I'd go walk a little bit further down the road and see what I could discover. Upon further observation, I saw a big blue sign that kind of described a future project. So when I searched for the construction company online, their website showed a big web server error, and I don't know if they just don't have an IT guy and they still receive emails, or this was just a failed dream that never came true some years ago, and the sign remains up until today. Well, unfortunately, they must be eating lunch. I don't know. That's what the warning was, is that if they're having lunch, you won't find them. But maybe if I try back later when I come back through this area, I'm gonna keep going up the hill. What I'm doing, I could go to the lake and I could go up into the hill nearby, but my theory is that to find real estate that is within the parameters that I typically look for, I probably need to get one hillside over from the actual lake, because real estate next to the waterways of Italy are usually much more expensive. So that's the theory we're going on here. So I'm actually gonna have to go towards Bergamo at this point, which frankly, Bergamo, I got my mask with me because Bergamo had a high contagion rate for our current situation. So I'm not so fearful, but you know. Well, I've really enjoyed visiting this town, and I'd like to come back here again. I'll make you a deal. If this video can supersede the number of likes of my most liked video of Musumeli, then I will hunt down that owner again, and we will talk about how to remodel this type of property. If that's something you'd like to see, definitely hit the like button and let me know that you want to see that happen here in Italy. Just wanted to see a little bit of what entails Cisano Bergamasco. Pretty big cathedral. Nice church. Here's a soccer field. This is called an oratorio, most likely being so close to the church house. It's got a lot of new construction areas, a lot of tiered roads, but the roads are not crazy. I mean, you could literally drive multiple cars down safely, which is non-standard for this channel. Onward and upward. Does anyone ever go downward? I don't think so. Not recommended. Whoa, and the switchbacks begin. was time to head up the mountain, and aside from stopping in one really beautiful location where I even took some time to look at the real estate and stop and enjoy the nature, this will be a video being shared in the next few weeks. Just if you haven't subscribed yet, and if you haven't hit that notification bell, do so right now so that you know when this video is released. The next stop is going to prove to be an awesome location, and I look forward to sharing it with you. Already we start seeing more animals, farmland in general, and canyon passes. Already the construction is changing to wood construction since we're so close to the Swiss border, I imagine. There's still a mix of stone and wood. This one's missing a roof. This one's missing a wall. Anyway, you use what you can get, right? Here there's trees and stone, so they use a bit of both. So I might stop here, Cissiglio. Here's the cemetery. Maybe anyone has an ancestor there, but the lake, it says it's that way. Didn't know there was a lake, so we might check that out. There's just a small area that seems to be a bit principal road here. The lake is to the left. Now, I don't know. Should I go to the lake? It's pretty nice. Here we are. We've stopped for a second just to see a little bit of the real estate here in the middle of town. Well, I call it the middle of town because it has parking. But this stairway reminds me of Termini Emerese, a little bit bigger. We're going to look for any signs that say for sale or for rent, but let's see what we can find. No, actually, let's go this way. So unique. Oh, how they build so tight. This is the main church with some pretty old art on the walls. This is the first town I see that doesn't have a, oh, never mind. I was gonna say this is the first one I see that doesn't have a for sale sign somewhere. Here's one. Particular solution, independent, disposed on 4 levels. Everything is normal. And you can call them. I'm not gonna call them. Let's check this out. So there's usually a sign like this that talks about the people who have fallen. Maybe you find a relative here. Ruffinoni, Beltramelli, Milesi, Gozzi, Ruffinoni, so a lot of the similar names. Valker, that sounds more like a German, Swiss name, perhaps. There's a big connection to the Swiss culture here, I imagine. Hey, there's money. The building is the civil protection and I think the fire department. Now this building they use to play hopscotch. There's two rows and you race to the end, assuming you're Spider-Man. As a joke, but I don't know why they wrote on the wall. Rega Casa, here's another for sale. This one seems to be buildable land, rustic. So that's right up my alley. I'm gonna call that one. Either way, there is a lago, Valle di Cissiglio. There's a lago here. And I hope they're not referring to the baths. Often in Italy, you'll see spouts like this where they just can come and drink the water. With the virus aplenty, I'm not gonna go for it. Let's go see if we can walk to a lake. Hey, good timing. Walking down to the lake, don't know what I'll find. There is obviously a river. The lake is probably a lot farther than I'm expecting, and I could just look at Google Maps, but often it's more fun to explore and see what you can see at the sea. I assume that's not the lake. Honestly, I was hoping to get a hike in today. I didn't expect it to be to a lake. I'm in the middle of a canyon, about to go through a tunnel, and the guy just down the hill told me it'd be like 5 minutes. I could do this all day. I understand it's less of a lago and more of a reservoir. There's a dam here. Yeah. And there's no lake. Oh, there it is. Apparently you could have driven here. But this is funner. There it is. It's a nice little, well, somebody found some space over there alone. The rest of Italy's over here enjoying the lake. Now, I don't know if it gets more fuller than this, but it's a nice little place to relax. There's campers back there. Anybody visiting near the Swiss border, come check it out. Back because my goal is real estate, not waterways, water rights. So we're gonna head up back, but just a little bit more up the hill and we'll reach my final destination before we head back. So here we go. Ma c'è proprietà qua a vendita? Forse non lo sai.
Questo è qualche cartello lì in paese. Sembra che ci sia lì vicino al comune qualcosa. Prova a vedere.
Ok, grazie mille.
Se no, internet.
Sì, infatti.
Certo, però è meglio vedere.
Grazie mille. I asked information about this, and apparently it makes sense too. The sign is right in front of the space in which it's for sale. All the way down to the bridge, this entire garden, it's buildable land. Plus it comes with this small property, rustic property. The space is about, he said it's almost a 1/4 acre from what I understand. And I'd like to visit. I'm gonna take a little glance down a little bit lower, but he gave me a price on this property. So it's this plus all that land. And he gave me a price of 65. What's beautiful about this is that it's 65,000 euro. One of the closest properties to the lake, literally the last one before the bridge. And then there's the hostel down on the opposite side. It's been open for a while, but this you could restructure or you could build something completely new over there. Either way, it's all for sale together. So I'm gonna take a glance down here, see if I can't see something. There's a small like storage space. They probably call it a cantina. And then above, I mean, you do what you want, whatever you can get permission for. There's a stairway that goes up, and there's one floor and maybe like an attic space that you could restructure. The roof seems to be newer than some that I've seen. You can see that the concrete has been refinished, and the wood was not treated. You can see it was remodeled. And that's actually a really good thing because a lot of the costs come connected to getting on top, using scaffolding to get on top of a roof like that. And it's connected to these properties here, which is nice to see. There's some neighbors, I guess. But you still have all of that space that's yours. Keep going. The day is getting short and I haven't even made it to the end destination yet. And I keep stopping. That's what's fun. In my opinion, that's what's fun. If I could, I'd walk all the way up that hill. I saw some property up there. I see, this is where I was headed to. And this is where we are. So you can see it's just a little ways up there, but there's all of this, these landmarks, I guess. Here's a church, number 9. We're at the church, Ponte in Ferro, the Iron Bridge. Sounds like a Game of Thrones location. Casa Milesi, which is right there. I don't know. Cool, huh? Let's see, number 17, what is that? Oratorio. So there are people that live up here on top of the hill as well. I keep thinking about that last location, and I can't tell you if those prices are amazing, but just thinking about the buildable land, if someone wanted to build something new, it could cost a little bit more because of its location to build. But personally, I'd probably renovate the rustic area because that's my thing, I guess, or at least that's what I enjoy. And without the land, I'm curious how much that rustic property would be in that community. That's it for this video. I am going up the mountain, and I have gone up the mountain. I'm actually going to be sharing that in a future video because this video has become quite long enough, and there's been quite a lot of real estate that we've shown to you today. Subscribe, and definitely remember to like this video if you want me to come back and track down the owner of that agricultural property. All right, thanks. It's been fun, and I'll see you again later.